States still grappling with the pandemic. Because of that reality, the Canadian military is now having to defend its decision to send hundreds of troops south of the border for an international training exercise. Michael Serapio has the details on the mission and the fact that it's not sitting well with some Canadian soldiers, Michael.
You're right, Heather, and you nailed it right there. They are very concerned about COVID-19, concerned they're being sent to the United States at a time when it is not necessary. We're talking about some 500 soldiers, members of the Canadian Forces, who will be in Louisiana, sent there to train for the next 3 weeks and participate in military exercises with American soldiers. Now, the training will take place at Fort Polk, a large U.S. Army training facility for combat, and the majority of soldiers being sent from our country are members of the 3rd Battalion, Princess Patricia Canadian Light Infantry. Now, that battalion is set to become the Army's go-to battalion to rescue Canadians from hostile situations, which is why their commander says it is important that they get to training in Louisiana now. Take a listen.
I would say, the risk of not doing it is quite simply worse. And the guys get it. They don't love it. Everyone knows it's tough, and it's tough on families, because what was a 3-week deployment has turned into 5 when you add the front end, and we'll see what happens on the back end. But we're all in it together.
But one soldier that CBC News spoke with on condition of anonymity says there are concerns among the rank and file about being sent to the U.S. in the midst of a pandemic, concerned that commanders are essentially putting them in harm's way when it comes to COVID-19. And take a look at this statement we put on the board from this soldier. He said, "I think everyone is pretty concerned about the liberties they take with the health and wellness, not only of the members participating, but the public for such a trivial exercise. It is absolutely not necessary." But as you heard there, Heather, the military is defending the actions, and so far the operation is going ahead.
So what kind of safety measures, what kind of COVID-19 protocols will be in place then for the soldiers, Michael?
Well, at this point, they are in the midst of what the military is describing essentially as a COVID-free tunnel. They are right now in Alberta and Suffield, where they are essentially rounding out a 10-day quarantine. They were supposed to quarantine for 4 days at home prior, and this includes timed meals and mask protocols while they are in this quarantine in Alberta. The group will be tested today, and that is before their scheduled departure on Friday. They will take a chartered flight to Louisiana and then make their way to the base by private bus. And on their return, Colonel Rutland says soldiers won't be allowed to go out until they are free and safe of COVID-19, and that's, of course, to protect their families as well as the general Canadian population. But obviously, as we have heard here, Heather, the soldiers that are being sent, some of them at least, are very concerned about what they're going to be greeted with.
Okay, we'll continue to watch that closely. Michael Serapio, thank you very much.